Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and mostly cloudy skies today. And look at this beautiful shot of the inversion that we did see over us in the Wenatchee Valley all afternoon today. Above that, lots of sunshine. So if you did travel up maybe to the top of Badger Mountain where this camera is, you saw some sun today, or maybe Mission Ridge, also plenty of sunshine up that way. But we are seeing the beginning of a storm system moving in as we speak, and that will bring us plenty of snow as we get into Saturday. And here's a look at especially the mountain snow. And I'll tell you what, Stevens Pass could see another foot of snow. Snoqualmie, after about 70 some inches of snow over a week or so, about 8 inches of snow possible. We could see 3 to 4 inches of snow. And I'm thinking, folks, that's as we wake up tomorrow, and then maybe another inch to 3 inches tomorrow. So we have a winter weather watch that will go in effect for the Wenatchee area, and that'll happen in our early morning hours. We will talk much more about this big winter storm moving our way coming up in your weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Chelan defendant accused of stealing valuable equipment from a parked car and then demanding money for its return pleaded guilty this week to extortion and drug charges. After being closed for 4 days as crews cleared fallen and likely to fall trees, US 2 Stevens Pass reopened late Thursday afternoon. And we'll let you know about some of the closings for Monday's Martin Luther King Day holiday. But first, we begin tonight. A 55-year-old Chelan resident charged 2 years ago with child molestation will serve 7 years in prison and a lifetime on probation. Magdalena Rodriguez Salas pleaded guilty to first and second degree child molestation. That was in Chelan County Superior Court after his 2018 arrest for sexually abusing an 8-year-old child. Judge Leslie Allen sentenced him on Thursday. Once released from prison, Rodriguez must register as a sex offender and remain on DOC supervision for life. A Chelan defendant accused of stealing valuable equipment from a parked car and then demanding money for its return pleaded guilty this week to extortion and drug charges. Wenatchee police arrested 45-year-old Joseph Wiley Meadows almost a year ago after he contacted a car prowl victim and asked for $800 to return about $6,000 worth of camera and computer gear. A detective posed as the victim in a phone call, and police arrested Meadows as he drove to an arranged meeting. He pleaded guilty on Wednesday to second-degree extortion and possession of meth. He faces jail and work release time when he's sentenced on February 12th. Well, after being closed for 4 days as crews cleared fallen and likely to fall trees, US 2 Stevens Pass reopened late Thursday afternoon. But with more snow forecast for the passes, crossing the mountains is likely to be a challenge. An important way to prepare is to watch for the Washington State Department of Transportation's pass advisories. NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery explains what those advisories mean.
If you've heard the ominous sounding mountain pass reports lately, you may have wondered what it means when the state says traction tires are advised or they are required. The Washington State Department of Transportation has answers. First, to be a traction tire, it must have at least 1/8 of an inch of tread and be labeled M&S all season or have a mountain or snowflake symbol. If traction tires are advised, they are not required but are recommended. If the state says traction tires required, you need to have one of those approved types of tires. When it says tire change required, that means you have better put those on unless you have a 4 or all-wheel drive. And when it says chains required on all vehicles, it means exactly that, all-wheel drive or not. When you see that chains required on all vehicles sign, you should be aware it's the last step before the pass is closed altogether. Not following these advisories can cost you more than a trip into a ditch. There's also a $500 fine for not following the state's advisories. With NCWLIFE, I'm Kyle Montgomery.
Thank you, Kyle. Good to know. Coming up next, parking and traffic have not been a problem in Leavenworth because of the Stevens Pass closure, but tourism officials are expecting things to pick back up this weekend. Just in time for winter, the minimum loads a roof must be able to hold are changing in Chelan County. We'll tell you about that. And we'll give you a look at what's happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, because of the prolonged closure of Stevens Pass earlier this week, parking and traffic have not been a problem in Leavenworth, but tourism officials are expecting things to pick back up this weekend. Once again, here's NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery to tell us more.
The Needling, a website that calls itself Seattle's only real fake news, took a satirical look at what the closure of Stevens Pass this week has done for tourism in Leavenworth. They concluded it's meant an abandoned town with a single tumbleweed remaining, a tumbleweed covered in Christmas lights. Leavenworth officials say though there has been a noticeable decline in tourists with the pass closed, it hasn't been nearly that bad. Jessica Stoller, media director for the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce, said it was fortunate the closure of Stevens was from Sunday afternoon to Thursday afternoon and didn't hit them during their busiest weekend days. And with the pass reopened and plenty of fresh snow in town, they are expecting things to pick up for this weekend's Bavarian Ice Fest. That festival will include snow sculptures, ice carving, a snowball toss, ice fishing, fireworks, and much more, but no tumbleweeds. This is Kyle Montgomery reporting for NCWLIFE.
Just in time for winter, the minimum loads a roof must be able to hold are changing in Chelan County. The Community Development Department set out new construction guidelines this week for the amount of weight a roof must be able to hold. The weights vary from 40 pounds per square foot in the lower Wenatchee Valley to 120 pounds in the Lake Wenatchee area. In past years, minimum roof loads have been 45 pounds. The rules only apply to unincorporated areas of the county. Cities set their own load limits. Let's check in with NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson now for a look at what's happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Lake Chelan Winterfest begins this weekend. Enjoy wine and ale tastings, horse-drawn carriages, intricate ice sculptures, live music, activities for kids of all ages, a massive beach bonfire, a spectacular fireworks show, and much more. Backed by popular demand, Dancing with the Wenatchee Stars is this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the Numerica Pack. 6 prominent community members have been paired with a professional to learn a ballroom dance routine over 1 week. They are then costumed, video highlights, and a judges panel are added, and the contestants are put into a show where the audience will vote for who will win the Mirror Ball Trophy. Join the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center for their annual Martin Luther King Multicultural Fest this Saturday from 10 to 3. This free event is a celebration of the rich diversity of our region. The City of Wenatchee will award the annual Civil Rights and Social Justice Awards during the program. Visitors will experience the many local cultural and heritage groups that make up the tapestry of our community. Through booth displays of art, food, crafts, clothes, pictures, and more, visitors will be educated about the many diverse cultures represented. The stage will come alive with performances of music and dance throughout the day. Women's March Wenatchee takes place this Saturday from 10 to 1. Plan to be indoors in your seat at the Numerica Pack, either in the balcony or downstairs theater by 10:30 a.m. At about 11:30, everyone will take to the street for a march through downtown Wenatchee, returning to the Pack. Voter registration will be available upstairs, as well as information tables hosted by local allies and affinity groups. The national focus this year is on climate justice, immigration, and human rights and women's rights. AG Bob Ferguson will join in again, as well as other distinguished speakers. And finally, the Empty Bowls Community Painting Party is this Sunday from 1 to 6 at Pybus Public Market. This event is designed to bring together the community through creative expression and education on hunger relief efforts. In exchange for a cash or check donation of $10 for single or $35 for a family of up to 5, you will be able to paint and personalize a ceramic bowl. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Douglas County PUD General Manager Gary Ivory sat down with NCW Life Special Correspondent Steve Hare today for an in-focus discussion about the district's rate restructuring plans. PUD commissioners are set to take action on the proposed rate increases that would affect the county's cryptocurrency mining and data processing industry. In tonight's feature story, Ivory says the district has seen a big increase in demand for service since Chelan and Grant County adopted their rate for Bitcoin mining.
And our long-term planning shows that by 2029, if we continue to grow at the pace that we're growing at today, we would be running out of power from that project.
Growth meaning population, or what do you mean?
Data center and cryptocurrency growth specifically, yeah. Our planning showed that if we added 50 megawatts, we would be deficient 6 months out of the year. So we would have to go out to the power markets and purchase power. And that's very concerning for a utility that looks forward into the future a long ways. And so we had to grapple with that issue. You know, running out of resource is not a good thing. People like to flip their light switches on, and they like the power to come on when they do that. And so it's very important for us to have the resource available to customers long term. But in the last, typically our utility has seen growth rates between 1.4, 1.5%. In 2017, that clicked up to 10%. 2018, we had another 10% bump. And then in 2019, we saw 20% growth. And all that growth is really attributed to the cryptocurrency and data mining industries that have developed in our area.
Ivory says the district also faces costly upgrades and repairs at its Wells Dam project, which also necessitates the need for the rate adjustments. The proposal has received significant pushback from business leaders who claim the rate hikes are being pushed through without adequate public review. Ivory claims the PUD started public discussions about those changes in May of last year.
I was surprised and maybe a little bit disappointed that they've taken the tack that they have, but when we did hear their concern, we immediately pulled back on the reins and welcomed their input and welcomed the public comment from the public. So since December, our meeting on December 23rd, we've had other meetings, and I've made myself available to anybody that wants to come into my office and talk to me about this issue. And so we have held off on the rate increases that we proposed, and we've adjusted those a little bit also for the meeting on the 27th, where our commissioners have asked that I put those items on the agenda again for them to consider.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And as always, let's take a peek first outside our weather window. And this is what it looked like this afternoon. Still what it looks like in our early evening newscast with the cloud inversion over most of the Wenatchee Valley today. This is looking down at the valley. Yeah, it's under there somewhere from our Badger Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera. Above that, lots of blue sky. So if you were lucky enough to head up to Mission Ridge today for a little bit of skiing, you saw plenty of sunshine out there, but we still had a warm up today. Temperatures were warmer than we saw yesterday, unofficially in Wenatchee. 28 degrees, 7 degrees below where we should be for this time of year at 35. 14 was our low this morning. 25 is our normal low. Boy, lots of fog this morning too, wasn't it? 54, our record high, that was set in 2011, and our record low, 7 degrees, set in 2007. Still at 0.15 of an inch of moisture for the year, and we're still at 6 inches of total snowfall so far this season, and we expect that to go way up as we get through this upcoming weekend and into next week. Sunrise this morning, 7:42, and the sun set this afternoon. We're seeing more light now, aren't we? At 4:40. Let's take a peek at how our weekend will shape up, at least our first day of the weekend, and temperature-wise, a lot like today. Maybe a tick or two warmer, but don't expect much warmer than today because it's going to be a snowy Saturday. 34 for Moses Lake, lower to mid-30s, Quincy and Ephrata. We will see 32 in Wenatchee, 30 in Leavenworth, 32 in Chelan, and also 32 degrees for you folks up in Omak. Remember, winter weather watch, which goes into effect at 1 a.m. this morning, and that will last until 5 p.m. tomorrow. Let's go to that surface loop, and I'll show you why. Tonight at 11 o'clock, we will see cloudy skies. That's when we expect the snow to begin here in the Wenatchee Valley. An 80% chance of it. 1 to 3 inches is possible. Massive area of low pressure in a big westerly flow right into Washington State. It's coming up and over, warm air is coming up and over cold air, and that's what's kicking off lots of snow shower activity. Winter weather watch. This is tomorrow, and that's all day tomorrow. Things should taper off late in the day, but about 6 inches of snow is possible by tomorrow night. For Sunday, cloudy, calm, and mild. Temperatures will start on the rebound a little bit. We'll see 40s and then 50s, especially around the Tri-Cities area. We will see a nice warm up into Martin Luther King Day on Monday, although we will see cloudy skies, and that's because of this next storm system that'll bring some clouds our way, but temperatures still very, very nice. Tuesday then, more showers. Cloudy skies, a 40% chance. I think this time it'll be a rain mixed with snow event. We will remain mild on Tuesday with temperatures climbing into the upper 30s and lower 40s. And for the end of our forecast as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, not much change. Increasing clouds for Wednesday. A few showers maybe late. Warm temperatures on Wednesday before, yes, some more precipitation as we get into Thursday. A 30% chance for more rain mixed with snow, but still mild. So the forecast really, as we get past this weekend, warm and wet. Let's take a look at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast now. 22 the overnight low tonight. Expect lots of snow overnight. In fact, when you wake up tomorrow, about 1 to 3 inches of snow. We could see 1 to 3 inches of additional snow for tomorrow. Winter weather watch in effect throughout the day on Saturday. 32 our high temperature, 36 for Sunday, and you see the trend. 38 on Monday with cloudy skies, a 40% chance for rain and snow on Tuesday with 37. 41 our high temperature on Wednesday, and still nice for Thursday, maybe a little bit wet with highs then around 39. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Washington State knocked off a ranked opponent for the first time since 2007 last night at Friel Court. C.J. Ellaby scored 25 points as the Cougars beat number 8 Oregon 72-61. Also on the Les Schwab men's college basketball scoreboard last night, number 1 Gonzaga, no trouble with Santa Clara, 104-54 in the kennel. Eastern Washington topped Idaho 78-75, and Central Washington beat visiting Alaska Anchorage 84-50. On the Les Schwab women's college basketball scoreboard last night, number 16 Gonzaga won on the road at Santa Clara 67-52. Central Washington topped Western 72-62, and Idaho beat Eastern Washington 69-60. Coming up tomorrow in men's college basketball, Washington hosts number 8 Oregon at 12:45. That's on CBS. Washington State entertains Oregon State on the Pac-12 network beginning at 1. Eastern Washington travels to Montana State at 3. Wenatchee Valley College hosts Spokane Falls tomorrow at 4. Number 1 Gonzaga hosts BYU on ESPN 2 tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Also, Central Washington will host Alaska at 7:15. On the women's college basketball schedule sprinkled throughout the weekend, beginning tonight, number 18 Arizona State is at Washington, and number 21 Arizona is at Washington State. Both those games at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, Wenatchee Valley hosts Spokane at 2. Montana State's at Eastern Washington. They'll tip it up at 2:05 in Cheney. Number 16 Gonzaga travels to San Francisco, while Central Washington hosts Simon Fraser at 5. Then on Sunday, number 18 Arizona State visits Washington State, while Washington hosts number 21 Arizona. Both those games at noon. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep Wrestling scoreboard from last night, Moses Lake won 5 matches by pin to beat Wenatchee 53-12. The Chiefs' Cameron Regan, Joey Freidig, Saul Valia, and Jeremiah Martinez all won by fall to help Moses Lake improve to 3-1 in its Big 9 dual record. Wenatchee's first 3 wins of the night came in overtime for Alan Swan at 160 pounds. I was Matt Side with your play-by-play here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Sounds. Wrestlers start. 16 seconds left in this match. Barajas sits out. The counter, watch out. He's getting a little high, and it's tied up at 5-5. 6 seconds left. We might be going to overtime. The shot by Barajas. The time winding down, 1 second left, and it is the end of the match. Regulation, we're going to overtime. And the whistle. And the sit out. And the turn. Reversal by Alan Swan. Swan now looking for more points. He leads it 7-5 with 18 seconds left. Wenatchee entire bench leap to their feet. The arm is barred. Now he's trying to get the spin. He's got 5 seconds to do so. Alan Swan looking over towards the heavens, and he is going to win the match by a final of 7-5 in double overtime. Freidig is the end now thrown to his back here by Rodriguez. Looking for the pin, and he gets it. Just 27 seconds into round number 1. 5-2 the score. Kyle gets a deep shot on the leg, but then tossed to his back. Watch your balance, watch your balance. We got 2 per side and maybe a pin here. Kyle, the time will run out in the round. We got a 2-point near fall and a 2-point reversal and a 2-point near fall. Still neutral. 17 seconds left. Near the out-of-bounds circle. Now Kyle trying to reach up, maybe get a chance for a throw. With 9 with 8 seconds left. Pushing and pushing. With 5 with 4 seconds left. Trailing it by 3, 11-8 the score. With 1, and that's going to be it. The end of the match, and Carranza will hold on for the victory here Not an easy one by any stretch, but he gives Wenatchee 3 more points with an 11-8 victory over Andrew Kyle, much to the happiness of the fans here at Wenatchee High School.
Also on the mats last night, Eastmont traveled to Davis, picked up a 51-30 win. Ephrata beat Grandview 60-24 and Prosser 51-30. Quinto also a winner, beating Prosser 42-35 and Grandview 54-21. Wenatchee girls also victorious last night, downing Moses Lake 30-24. Coming up this weekend, Cashmere, Eastmont, Ephrata, Moses Lake, Quincy, and Wenatchee girls teams will be among 53 total at the Lady Husky Invite in Othello. Wrestling gets underway today at 5, then resumes tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Also on Saturday, Eastmont wrestles at the Ray Westberg Invite in Ellensburg beginning at 9. Also at 9, Quincy's at the Hazen Tournament. Wenatchee's on the road at the Marysville Pilchuck Tournament beginning tomorrow morning at 9:30. Cascade, Cashmere, and Ephrata are at the Apple Pie Invite in Tonasket beginning at 10. Also at 10, Chelan boys will wrestle at the Rainier Tournament. The Moses Lake boys wrestle at the Lake Stevens Invite beginning Saturday at 11 o'clock. On the Les Schwab girls prep bowling scoreboard yesterday, Wenatchee blanked Sela in a non-league match 4-zip while Eastmont swept Moses Lake 4-0. If the Panthers beat West Valley Tuesday, that sets up a winner-take-all match Thursday at Nob Hill Lanes between Wenatchee and Ike. League champion will get to host the district tournament on January 31st. In the pool yesterday afternoon, Moses Lake beat Davis 141-23. Eastmont won by a narrow margin, downing West Valley 85-79. Coming up tomorrow, Eastmont and Wenatchee will join 6 other teams in Whitman at the college there for a swim meet beginning at noon. Busy weekend of high school basketball begins tonight. Here we go. Eastmont hosts Sunnyside at 5:45. Grant Olson with the play-by-play. It'll be on the NCWLIFE channel following our evening news at 6:30. Also at 5:45 tonight, Wenatchee's at West Valley. Ephrata hosts Wapato. Grandview's at Quincy. Cascade hosts Omak, and Chelan's at Cashmere. Manson hosts Soap Lake at 6, while Waterville Mansfield battles for first place at Liberty Bell. In boys play tonight, 7:15. Wapato travels to Ephrata. Quincy hosts Grandview. Omak's in Leavenworth to face Cascade. Cashmere hosts Chelan. Eastmont hosts Sunnyside at 7:30. Grant's got the play-by-play. We'll begin that on the TV at about 8 o'clock tonight. Also at 7:30, Wenatchee at West Valley. Manson hosts Soap Lake, and Waterville Mansfield travels to Liberty Bell. Now, coming up tomorrow in high school hoops on the girls' side, Etienne has a date to Wilbur Crested at 4:30. Wenatchee hosts Moses Lake at 5:45. I'll be courtside with your play-by-play at Wenatchee High School. The pregame beginning live at 5:30. Kennewick plays at Eastmont at 5:45. Then at 6 tomorrow, Chelan's at LaSalle. Waterville Mansfield plays at Soap Lake, and Libertyville visits Manson. In boys play tomorrow, Etienne tips at Wilbur Crested at 6. Then at 7:30, Eastmont hosts Kennewick. Wenatchee takes on Moses Lake live here on the NCWLIFE channel. Chelan's at LaSalle, and Soap Lake entertains Waterville Mansfield. Wenatchee Wild begin a 4-game homestand tonight at the Town Toyota Center. They welcome Cowichan Valley Capitals on Boy Scout night tonight at 7:05. Then tomorrow at 7:05, Military Appreciation Night as Surrey Eagles come calling. And by the end of Sunday, we'll know this year's Super Bowl participants. Tennessee and Kansas City begin play for the Lamar Hunt Trophy in the AFC Championship at 12:05. That is on CBS. Then on Fox at 3:40, Green Bay, San Francisco from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, vying for the George Halas Trophy. That's a lot of sports. And that's it. I'm done. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Start your weekday off Monday morning with me on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest will be Dr. Michelle Price. She's the superintendent of the North Central Educational Services District. They have a big open house. They've remodeled their campus, and you'll have a chance to pay to visit, plus all the good stuff that the North Central Educational Services District does. My conversation with Michelle Price will be our interview segment on Monday, plus that all-important weather forecast, highlights from high school basketball over the weekend, and everything you need to know to start your workday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Join me on Monday live right here at 7 o'clock on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Have a great weekend. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a fantastic weekend.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.